Greetings, denizens of the tri-state area. Jacob Weil here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
And Dragon, I know what we're going to do today. We're going to activate the Recap-inator and discuss my favorite cartoon, Phineas and Ferb. That's right, in honor of the 15th anniversary and in preparation for the upcoming revival, I'm guiding Blue Dragon 5 here through the series, experiencing his reactions watching it for the first time, and reliving my summer memories through the years. Today's episode is Primal Perry. So Doofenshmirtz outsources his help, and things go horribly awry. Dragon, thoughts?
Well, this is what happens when we have an episode where Norm wants too much money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but no, this was pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good, indeed. So it's a little good. It actually kind of veers in some kind of more darker territory than the show's used to.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is primed for a certain time of podcast, which I'm sure we're going to be visiting a few times.
Yes, but yes, even the boys subplot gets a little bit too real in some places.
Yeah, it gets angry mobby.
Oh yeah. So yeah, it's like we already have Aquatad here, so like another one of my favorites. Never a bad time for a good Perisode.
Lower the Perisode, please.
Down Periscope.
Yep.
The funny thing is, at one point, DisneyChannel.com had a game called Down. One of the web browser games called Down Periscope.
Huh.
It's obviously not available anymore, but you remember when DisneyChannel.com used to have games on it?
Yeah, I do. Remember, here's there were two games that I remember very very vividly, and they were both Kim Possible themed.
Of course.
The really fun one was they basically you worked at Bueno Nacho, and you had like the orders and stuff, and it was basically filling the orders by clicking the buttons on like basically kind of a conveyor belt setup. And this is kind of a very simple Flash game. Even Nickelodeon did a version of this with SpongeBob that was also really good. Mind you, SpongeBob was a lot more intricate, where Kim Possible is again Kim Possible very straightforward, very conveyor. But honestly, there's like three games. Like you get Kim Possible, you got the SpongeBob game, and then you have the Cat Dog game, which is based on the first episode, which is basically grab the tacos before Rancid Rabbit catches you.
It's amazing how about two of those involve tacos.
Yes. Anyway, yeah, so there's the Bueno Nacho game, and then there was very much. I think it's like it's not Tetris. I don't know what the name of this game is, but the game where you shoot the balls at like the ceiling full of like all the other balls, and you're trying to hit like the same pattern, like it ricochets.
Yeah, it's like kind of like I think it's like Bubble Bobble or something.
Yeah,
like that.
something like that. This is before the times of Candy Crush, kids. This is when you actually had to work for a game. Yeah. So this was yeah, so that was basically they had like the faces of different Kim Possible characters on there, so it's kind of like a retheming. I'll tell you one thing, okay?
Yeah.
I don't know if this was on. I don't think this was officially on Disney or not. But there was one. I can't tell you how many times I've used that Wayback Machine to try and find it, but I think I found it once, but still I couldn't access the game. I think I found like a record of it once, but essentially, when Toy Story 2 came out, there was a Flash game. I loved it, and what I'd give to play it again, I tell you, was basically you're in Al's toy barn and it has Buzz Lightyear's in it. I mean, I don't know how good it was, but the fact that it looked kind of 3D rendered and looked really nice.
And now Flash games are pretty much obsolete now because
absolutely
because of the advancements in technology and all that.
Well, Ben 10 had a really good Flash on the Cartoon Network website where, honestly, it wasn't really even Flash. That they actually had legit games on there, and the game. Oh, but now we're going down the rabbit hole like all the.
And to tie it back to Phineas and Ferb, there's one time they had like a 3D web game when promoting Across the Second Dimension.
Oh.
Yeah, it was actually like a simple 3D platformer and all that, but that's not actually counting the actual like PlayStation 3 game that they made for Across the Second Dimension. which had a new song and everything. They wrote specifically for it. I mean, I even told you about it, but that's where they got the turtle from.
All right.
The little orange turtle. They created him for the game, but they liked him so much they inserted him as a cameo into the movie.
Gotcha.
All right, we have another more comments. Like, by the way, did you see we have a release window for? Yep, sometime during the summer.
Did they just say during the summer?
That's like coming this summer.
Oh, come on. Of all, like, really? What other time of year would it be released? Come on. That's it?
Yeah, well, Dragon Ball jokes. Dragon, the funny thing is, the final episode was called The Last Day of Summer. I'm going to give you the final episode of the original run was called The Last Day of Summer. It premiered at the beginning of summer. So, yeah. So, cruel sense of irony in all these things.
Yep.
And he's like, I thought it was Alleyway, but he's probably talking about one of the Flash games that we're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know if he was. I don't think he was talking about one of mine. Because I mean, the Kim Possible one is. Well, no, he's talking about what he thinks the bubble game is. Maybe it is called Alleyway.
I don't know. Maybe that is what it is, but I don't know. But it just sounds a lot like kind of similar to Bubble Bobble. I don't know, but maybe he's right.
And, well, the point being also, I was just throw in there were he had like the Ben 10 game, which was very, very in depth. You could actually transform into the aliens and kick a lot of butt, and then you fought Vilgax. So it went pretty far.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'll tell you one of the coolest things. Last one.
Okay.
They had this really it was a really fun game where it was like a resort of the Cartoon Network characters, and they basically were interacting. It was kind of like felt very good.
Are you talking about Fusion Fall?
No, this is before Fusion Fall. This is very much the infancy of a Fusion Fall. This is before they made a big flashy kind of. This was like just literally the characters in kind of an 8-bit style, kind of like the Pokemon games. Kind of you walk around and you kind of like you interact with them, and you're looking like for a key or something.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Anyway,
I miss Fusion Fall though.
No, I mean Fusion Fall was cool, but
Yeah. Too bad it's no longer a thing.
Thanks to.
I have no idea. Was it actually Zaslav's fault, or?
I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of easy.
I mean, it's been down since like 2013.
All right, fine.
So it was like
I think they abandoned all games now, so I think that one was Zaslav. You're right, though. 2013 is when the damage was initially done. Anyway, go on.
So we can't blame the end of Fusion Fall on him.
No, just everything else.
Yes, but not that. So anyway, yeah. It just begins with a unique title sequence. The episode begins with a unique title sequence, basically highlighting the kind of like the more intense nature of this episode.
Yep.
But Perry's just walking along, and then we have Monogram and Carl in the vents.
Okay,
This is hilarious.
Okay, no joke. Okay, easily my favorite gag in the whole episode.
I mean, the rest of the episode didn't have that many gags in it. Funnily
well, that's
enough.
what I'm saying. I love later on the scene with the cousin specifically. That's the best one. But just in general, the vent idea was brilliant. Oh God, I love the vent. I love the animators love this vent gag too.
Especially just the static gag, the static image of the vents.
That's what I'm saying. The animators like just make the next episode all vents. Just have it all set in a vent.
Oh yeah.
It's like there's a lot of these episodes. It's not like 13. It's just like come on.
Oh yeah, they have to stretch it out to over 20 episodes.
Yep.
Actually, in this case, over 30 episodes.
Well, that's what I mean. So like there's these poor animators. Give them a vent episode.
An entire episode inside a vent.
Yeah, it'll be like Seinfeld with the Chinese restaurant. It'll be fine.
Just one location.
Yep, one location.
And they still somehow make a meal out of it.
Yep.
And pun wasn't mostly intended.
Yep. Just offer $50 to go to a table and grab some food off someone else's plate.
Anyway.
All right. So, Age Monogram, he's in the vents of the Flynn Fletcher home because there's an emergency.
And so is Carl.
for moral support.
Yes. And he hands him a picture. And Dragon, what is the strangest thing about this picture?
The clouds.
It says doof.
Yep, that says doof.
I mean, keep in mind, that's otherwise normal, alien.
It's the Loch Ness monster shaking hands with some UFOs, some flying saucers.
Well, when this world that is kind of normal.
Well, yeah. Oh well, now it's commonplace. Then it was like, okay, maybe there should be a little something there, but
yeah, the doof thing, that's way too out of the ordinary.
I mean, they made a Scooby-Doo movie about the Loch Ness monster. The secret's out.
Yeah. And it wasn't even the real monster.
No.
It was a robot. Spoiler alert.
It was a robot.
A robot. Nah.
Okay. Anyway, so Monogram offers Parrot Platypus the membership card to the botanical garden,
which also gets you 50% off in the gift, 15% off in the gift shop.
Yeah, I think he wishes it was 50% off. You're right, 15% off.
Free parking.
Yep. However, it's non-transferable, but they never look at the picture, Carl.
Oh yeah. Is there anything you'd like to say to that, Dragon?
Yes, Jacob. Yes.
All right. Dang it, Carl. And I know. Hold on.
Dang it, Carl.
There it is. Did you hear that?
Not remotely.
Dang it, Carl.
Now I did. You
always hear the second one.
Yep.
Yeah, either way, but yeah, dang it, Carl.
Yep.
So, what do you have to say, Dragon?
Well, let's see. What Carl would be a stickler for the for the non-transferable thing? Which Carl would just be cool enough to let it slide?
Well, we know. I believe that Carl from SpongeBob definitely would be the one to follow the rules.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Like he'd be the one to check the photo.
Yep. Let's see. Who would not check the photo? Okay, I know who hilariously would not check the photo. Carl would miss the photo entirely.
Who?
You're right, Carl Weezer.
You just said Carl. but I
wasn't wrong.
Nope. but I'm just saying, and I don't. Keep in mind, I've started to watch this though, but I think Foutley would look the other way if you paid him.
I'm just imagining the gag from No Way Home. The whole Peter, yes. Just all the Carls simultaneously, yes.
Oh god. Or remember in this own show, the Steve convention.
Yep.
Steve, what? Or like did you agree with my statement on Foutley? Like he would look the other way if he was bribed.
Well, yeah.
Which Carl? Yes. And all right. I think that does.
Yeah. Moving on.
Yes. So back to this, and there we go. They never look at the photo, and it's like he complains. Perry never stops to smell the roses.
We'll set up for a gag later.
Yes, it is.
Okay, Baljeet, meanwhile, he's having an existential emergency.
But what is it?
Indecision.
He cannot make any decisions.
Okay, admittedly, this is very relatable. I felt for Baljeet on this one.
Oh, yeah, I mean, everybody feels the existential emergency of not being able to, questioning your decisions at one point.
I am paralyzed by indecision so often.
Oh, yeah. And unlike Baljeet, we cannot split ourselves into multiple parts in order to see what would happen.
Well, not without risk of severe injury.
Yes. But before that, Buford was apparently teaching Phineas and Ferb about wedgie techniques.
Yep, and the history of the wedgie.
Yep, and Phineas seemed into it.
Of course. Of course Phineas would be into that. Phineas has all sorts of proclivities that we don't know about.
I mean, I think he's just interested to learn about anything, really.
That's what I mean, yeah. Just
like he's just interested to learn any kind of new information. He just absorbs all of it.
Yep.
And Buford's not really helping Baljeet either by like making him sit down or stand up.
Just teasing him.
Yeah. So yes.
Okay, so the point being, Baljeet, he's paralyzed by the indecision because of the magnitude that each choice provides. Essentially, the old multiverse kind of issue. The whole thing, you create simultaneous realities. Like when every choice you make creates a multiverse, essentially.
Yes. And so to circumvent that, the boys decide to. And well, first off, Baljeet explains his
the main decision, the main example, ice cream.
Which we've discussed at length in this series before.
Also in relation to Kang the Conqueror, so it's all relative.
Oh yeah.
So it does absolutely. So ice cream is the center of the multiverse, my friend. Forget. I know the Flash had you believe it was pasta. In reality, it's ice cream. More than 31 flavors.
Oh yeah. Because Baskin Robbins always figures out.
They always find out.
They always find out. And so Baljeet explains his dilemma in a song.
It's a very Devo-inspired presentation.
Yep, it's like when I first watched this, I hadn't watched anything related to Devo. The only thing I was vaguely familiar with Devo was Dare to Be Stupid. Which is Weird Al Yankovic's parody of Devo.
Right.
You've seen the music video for that, right?
Not that one.
You really haven't seen Dare to Be Stupid?
No, I haven't seen. I didn't know he did one for Devo. No.
I was like, you've at least heard the song, right?
I mean, probably, but I never put a name to it. I probably heard it like at some point.
Well, it's basically one of his most famous like non-specific parody songs.
Well, that's probably why I haven't heard about it.
It's one of his like style parodies, if you know what I mean. Like one of the ones where he's not parodying a specific song, but the style of an artist.
Right.
And that one was Devo, and even Devo was impressed how much he emulated their style and was even able to out Devo them.
Yep.
So.
I mean, that's the funny thing. Weird. I think he has eclipsed certain songs, and like legitimate, like the whole like the White and Nerdy song, for example. Every time I hear it play on the radio, like the actual version, I'm thinking, man, Weird Al's version is so much better.
Well, yeah. I don't think anyone's going to deny that most of the time Weird Al's the better one to listen to.
Yep. Also, gotta be honest. Nothing against. I love the song "Bad," but by the same token, "Fat" is just that is easily my favorite Weird Al song. I love it.
It is pretty great. Yeah.
I love the music video. I just love everything. Something like when he's running by, you're like, oh, happy.
And like trying to get through the turnstiles and being swung around and flying off the screen. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
And all the fat backup dancers.
But still, just the amazing moment of like when he practically pulls the cord and he just becomes fat before everyone's eyes. Like that's still.
And they're all just like, you ain't fat. You ain't nothing.
You ain't nothing.
We could reminisce about Weird Al all day, though.
We could. I think I read a blurb somewhere. He's dropping the weird from his name.
Oh, that's not good.
I don't think it's true, but I mean it's possible.
I mean, it's been his brand. I don't know how true that is.
That's what I'm saying. I think, come on, he can't drop that. I think it's almost just being like farcical. Like,
I mean, whenever he does like acting work, he like just credits himself by his real name, like Al Yankovic, but that's about it.
Yep.
I mean, when he acts, he doesn't perform as weird.
It's like The Rock, he's like, he is weird.
Yep. He's Weird Al Yankovic. But like I said, when he's credited in like voice work, he just like goes by Al Yankovic.
I think it's kind of funny that actually The Rock, when he has hair, essentially would look like Weird Al Yankovic. Can you give Maui?
Like, did you know that Dwayne Johnson looks like The Rock?
A little bit.
Yeah, he does. All right. So the boys' decision is to help them build an infinite probability generator.
Yeah, so they basically expose it. They basically run the multiverse through him, essentially, or like the ability to sell. Essentially, kind of like basically he can now do mitosis with every decision that he makes. He basically splits into two.
Yes, and each one he gets to see the consequences of those actions.
Yeah.
His primary example is his primary example, speaking of the ice cream earlier, is like if he gets vanilla, that could set him on the path to the presidency. But
Yes.
if he gets strawberry, he could get hit by a bus.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, he can't become president.
Well, wait a minute. He born in the States though?
He was born in India.
Oh yeah, so he moved. I forgot that here's the thing. I would thought about that, Jacob, but I thought Baljeet was born there, and that I didn't know he moved.
Like no, he was born in India and he moved to the United States.
Well,
I mean, you guys remember the flashback with Mishti? He was in India.
Okay, you know what? That's a problem. You know, I want to address my complaints.
Well, first off, moral of the story: don't eat strawberry ice cream. Dragon, do you like strawberry ice cream?
I'm getting hit by a bus.
You like strawberry ice cream?
Yes.
All right.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm going to be hit by a bus because I like strawberry ice cream.
Well, all right. Why don't you tell it to the boys?
Then, Swampy, what you've just done is you have not told a joke. That is a non-joke. That is a non-humor. That that is a falsehood. Again, there's Baljeet's not making any sense with that. And he's supposed to be a smart character. This is some folly there. I mean, you could have said any number of things. He could have been. He could have become a senator. He could have he could have become a mayor. He could have done this. He could have become an astronaut. Any of that, but
Nope.
he chose president, full well knowing that Baljeet was not born in the States. So that is a non-joke. That is a non-humor, guys. You're misleading you're misleading the American public and the school systems there. Like all the Indian children that have immigrated to the States, they're now wondering like, well, yes, Phineas and Ferb has misled what this fantastic character that they kind of broaches us here. It's like this. Our hopes and dreams. We've only been eating vanilla ice cream in the hopes that this would come true, and now we could have had so many other flavors. I mean, maybe not strawberry because we've been hit by buses, but still, we could have had so many other flavors.
Yeah.
29 other flavors, and you've denied us this.
But doesn't Ben and Jerry's have more than 31 flavors now?
Why do you hate my salient points?
I'm just saying, don't they technically have more?
Yes.
This isn't a gritty reboot. This is a gritty reality.
Yes, absolutely. So Dan and Swami have misled the children all over the world. Anyone who's coming from India to the States who has the dream to become president, it's just it's a falsehood on their parts. It's a joke that I question how it made it past the writers' room. I think it's something they didn't catch, and I think I think Swampy's to blame on this one. I really do.
All right, playing off of Dan for a bit, huh?
Just to even things out.
All right. So yeah, it's like so. Speaking of ice cream, the ice cream truck actually arrives, and they get to test the device. Where
Yes.
one Baljeet splits into two. One gets vanilla, and one gets strawberry. And the thing is, Dragon, I would not be getting hit by a bus because I don't really like strawberry ice cream.
I mean, look, I like both. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. But here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. I would, if there was a mix-in option, I would be hit by the bus. If I get strawberry ice cream and mix in a bunch of Oreos, then I'd be absolutely hit by a bus.
Like I said, I don't even like strawberry ice cream.
All right, we've established that.
I mean, I'm just saying, more power to you, and more power to people that do. We're saying I don't.
Oh, look, I like an ice cream sandwich which has vanilla ice cream in it.
Well, I do too. I like. Yeah, have you had those like ice cream sandwiches that are like in between cookies, like chocolate chip cookies?
Not the cookies, but I have had the Mickey Mouse one. Do you ever have the Mickey Mouse one?
Yes.
Yeah, it's good. You have to be careful when you eat it though, because it's really hard. You have to let it kind of soften a bit.
Yeah, it's like I figured that out the hard way once.
Yeah.
It's like, woo, Mickey Mouse. If it was a cartoon, my teeth would have cracked and fallen out.
Well, yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, the machine works.
Jacob, do you know what time it is?
I think I do, Dragon.
It's Gritty Reboot time! GRT.
GRT.
It's time for GRT.
Well, the kids already cheered once, Dragon.
Yep.
You want me to do? You want them to cheer again?
No. I thought it's in the room. We got it.
All right.
All right. So Baljeet, he's hit by a bus.
Yep, literally, the show depicts a kid, like a 10-year-old kid getting hit by a bus.
And he's got a broken arm, so he got off lucky. But let's be pragmatic here. He's not walking that one off. But it's okay because again, it's multiverse. So the important point of the plot, he's alive. But the strawberry lovers, they're all toast.
Yep. That means he's getting hit by a bus.
Yep. I want to call this a logic. I want to call out this logic hole to me. Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of ice cream only has 2 flavors?
I don't know, Dragon.
He only offered him 2 flavors. There should have been like a bazillion Baljeets in that moment.
Well, that's probably why.
Just vanilla and strawberry.
Well, maybe
look, you saw his ice cream truck. You saw there were other things on that menu.
Maybe he's had a busy day, Dragon. It is the middle of summer.
He's had a busy day. Oh, I'm sorry. The ice cream man, he only stocked up on 2 flavors, or even if he had others, he sold all the flavors except OG vanilla, the most household ice cream in all the land. He sold everything but the vanilla
And the strawberry.
and the strawberry. Okay, strawberry I'll give you. He's probably gonna have strawberry, but vanilla.
Yes, vanilla.
And why didn't he offer him toppings?
I don't know, Dragon. He's probably not a very good ice cream man.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
that brings me to a tangent.
Another tangent.
Yes, tangent on top of a tangent topped with a tangent on top of the ice cream.
Okay.
So I've been binging through Dexter's Lab, original recipe for starters.
Not extra crispy.
No, not yet.
Do you need me to take off the gritty reboot, or is there still gritty reboot?
That's not really gritty, so you can. Well, it's kind of messed up. It's not gritty, so I guess you can take it off. Anyway,
First off, the worst parallel universe is the one which Baljeet is lifted off screen via an animation sound killed via sword affidavit.
Yeah.
All right. So, Dragon, what's the Dexter's connection?
So I was watching Dexter's Lab, and I was reminded of this really funny episode. It's the ice cream truck episode where Dexter is.
Oh, I love that one where he's like paid him all in pennies. That's like the one episode I explicitly remember.
Oh God, how good is it? Right?
It's great. It's like the where the ice cream man wanted to avoid him because he paid him all in pennies, and like he took him forever to count. It's like exactly.
Tom Kenny is just flawless in that scene where he's playing the foreign ice cream. Ice cream. I just love that all this time.
Yeah.
He's been avoiding him like the plague, and he's going through all this craziness, and the literally rams a mailman off the road.
And of course, there's like he relents to like selling, and he relents to Dexter. It's like, can I have this? You have change for 100.
Just the perfect, just. And I love that. He's like, I'm sorry. It's like an apology. It's okay. What do you want?
And then he's like, do you have change for 100?
Oh my God, Dexter's Lab, man. At least the original Dexter's Lab, it had it, man.
Oh yeah, that's the show that made Tartakovsky a household name.
I will say this. I'm just going to float this in the stratosphere without giving any details. Rewatching through Dexter has given me an idea.
An idea?
An idea.
All right.
Okay.
What kind of idea?
No, I don't want to tell you because I don't want to promise anything.
Okay, you're gonna tell me off the air then?
I will tell you off the air.
All right.
I don't want to get Aquatad's hopes up because I can see him salivating. I don't want to promise him. I don't want to promise him vanilla ice cream. I'm going to give him strawberry. He's going to be hit by a bus. I don't want to do that to him.
All right, so let's check out those smoke signals.
Yes.
So Doofenshmirtz is in the botanical gardens where Perry finds him, and then he's accosted by the docents.
Yeah.
As he's he's not supposed to be on the grass.
He's standing on the grass. He's broken the Texan bylaws.
Yeah, but it's fine. He's a card holder.
Yep, and it's kind of like his first offense, probably. So they're letting him off with just like a stern talking to.
Yep. So you may be wondering, where's Perry's trap?
Well, it's not there.
That's because he hired someone to help him.
Okay, so I love our casting here.
Yeah.
I know it took a lot of convincing. They really had to, they had to pull a lot of strings.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think they were going to get him, Jacob, but they did. They got a really big name that a million years. I don't think he's ever done the show before.
Yeah.
I think it's actually from Star Wars, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a man with three names. It's D. It's D. Bradley Baker.
They got him to do the platypus.
No. They got him to play Liam.
No, they didn't.
They didn't?
No, they was by someone named Jesse Spencer.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Well, ignore my point entirely there. Isn't that crazy? Doesn't he sound like exactly like D. Bradley Baker is, doing the doing the stormtroopers from Clone Wars?
He kind of does.
I thought it was pretty. I was very, as you saw, I was very convinced. I thought the gag was like, oh, we got Perry the Platypus fighting himself in a sense.
Yeah. But unfortunately, that's not the case.
Oh well, yeah. I was really excited by the prospect of D. Bradley Baker fighting himself, but yeah.
The funny thing is, like, we'll get into what's funny about him in later.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so
stuff that he's known for is like he played a character in House and Chicago Fire.
Okay.
So
we have Liam O'Kraken.
Well, the thing is, at first he's introduced as Liam O'Kraken, but his name is supposed to be Liam McCracken.
Ah.
And that's why he's called McCracken later on.
Nice.
His official name is McCracken.
That's got to be a reference, right?
I'm not sure, but maybe.
For the kids out there. That's Craig McCracken, the guy who did the Powerpuff Girls.
And Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
And Kid Cosmic. But more people need to watch it.
And Wander Over Yonder.
Yeah.
Now that show's underrated.
Yep.
Have you seen Wander?
I have not watched Wander Over Yonder, no.
It's actually really good.
I don't doubt it.
It's like the only show he did for Disney.
Yep.
And it only lasted 2 seasons. And it could have gone on for at least another one.
Yeah, well, that's the rinse and repeat story for Disney, unfortunately.
Yep. But it was a great show.
Point being, Liam is beyond awesome.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a different kind of character for this show. Like someone who's explicitly mentioned to have killed someone or killed animals in this case.
Yeah, so it's lovely that he's this awesome Australian platypus hunter who has a tragic back. I love that Doofenshmirtz lets him do the tragic backstory for the episode.
So Dragon, why don't you explain the tragic backstory?
All right, so he was a little Aussie boy in kind of a pram and like a stroller, and he's like teething on a
boomerang.
He's teething on his boomerang.
Yeah.
And his mother, his dear sweet mother, is she's just kind of walking by and she says, "Oh, look, a platypus!" Gets out her old school camera, and doing so, Liam.
The pram gets away.
Yep, the pram goes down a hill, and he never saw his mom again.
And if you notice, the platypus was brown.
Yeah.
And that's the actual color of platypi.
Platypuses?
Platypeople? You know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, technically, it's all valid.
Yep. It's like even that's discussed in this show. It's like, I thought it was platypi. That's also acceptable. See, I still maintain that this show that our show is an educational program.
Well, yes.
I don't know what kind of education it is, but it is education.
Well, yeah, we taught the kids about the birds and the bees with bondage a few episodes back.
Yeah, what episode was that again?
Oh, I'm trying to remember, like, when we would have had bondage, like, as the subject there. Would have been.
Let me look. Let me look back.
It was when someone's probably tied up or something, I guess.
It's like,
But how are you going to look that up?
I don't know. I'm trying to look at remind myself of the episodes we saw.
All right. Well, it was fairly recently, maybe like two or three back.
It's like, well, let's see, because the ones we've done so far were Fly on the Wall and My Speed Ride, For Your Eyes Only, and Happy New Year, Bully Bust, Backyard Hodgepodge.
Okay, it was this year, so nothing New Year's back. It was this year onwards.
Der Kinderlumper, Just Desserts, B-Day and B-Story. It might have been that one.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to rewatch some of these to find out. I don't think it was Sidetracked.
No. No, it wasn't. It wasn't last week's episode.
Apparently, Aquatat's like, isn't that B-Day B-Story? So
I think so. That's probably.
I don't remember the context for it though.
Oh, you know what? I think he's right. I think Alcatad's right because we did mention all the other twisted stuff in there with the whole the bee morphing. So maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, and so
I don't know. Maybe.
Honestly, considering how that podcast went for us, I wouldn't be surprised. All the stuff we talked about in that episode. Besides. So funny enough, the bondage wasn't the worst thing we talked about in that episode.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know if it was in that episode. We talked that bondage tangent was still pretty funny.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I wish I could remember the context. We'll have to watch somewhere in this season to remember what it was.
Yep.
But anyway, so yeah.
Well, if it wasn't that episode, we would have made a pun about BDSM. BDSM.
That's like I explained what bondage was and what it stood for.
Yep.
And anyway, so let's move on to this work.
Anyway, yes. So point being, we have this awesome Australian platypus hunter. But seriously, this is really messed up that his mother, he never saw his mother again just because of that. He's separated from her. But
even his backstory at the end, which we'll get to,
it is questionable. He might be making it up. You're right.
Yep.
But he clearly has mommy issues because it takes me back to a line from a really funny line from Batman: Assault on Arkham. Hit the Batman quota. Ding.
Ding.
We have this great gag where Harley Quinn reveals to the group that she used to be a psychiatrist there, and she tells Boomerang, and by the way, anyone who throws a boomerang has issues letting go.
Okay.
That was just the kind of a gag. Makes me think that does suggest that he has trouble letting go of his mother, so that's why he's named all the boomerangs after ladies.
But even Doofenshmirtz finds creepy.
Yeah, it was like, I swear to God, I swear, Barry Platypus, I didn't know he did that. Even I find that creepy.
But yep, so it's like yeah. So basically he goes. So basically, Liam decides to, instead of just simply trapping Perry. And he actually reveals a real fact about platypi, that they have poisonous ankle barbs.
Yep. So, yep. Real quick, Jacob, do you know what time it is again?
All right, I think I do. It's Gritty Reboot time.
So Liam, assuming he's telling the truth, mother went down to pet the cute, cuddly platypus and was stabbed by the ankle barb and just died in front of him. And then he rolled down the hill swearing revenge.
Against all platypi.
Platypus. People.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Exactly.
It's amazing that gag was only in that gag was in one episode of season 1. We still bring it up.
Yep.
I mean, it's funny, so.
More hilarious and screwed up Gritty Reboot. Are you ready for it?
Yep.
Okay. Liam never saw his mother again. Because the platypus, as we've seen, the platypus has animal magnetism. Charmed his mother, and they ran off together.
Oh God.
Yeah, pretty messed up.
Oh yeah.
A lot of therapy.
Yeah,
A lot of boomerangs.
I would definitely need therapy if that happened to my parents.
Yep.
All
Gonna have to call. Gonna have to call the platypus dad or new dad or something.
right. I mean, that'd probably be his like a nightmare he had.
Yeah. Anyway, just as we education, we learn about the poisonous ankle barbs, which is a new factoid we've never learned about parrot platypus before.
I mean, it's a real thing that real platypuses do have.
I did not know they had that until this episode.
Yep, that's one thing that's not made up about him in the show.
Even Doofenshmirtz voices this. Like, really? What? I didn't know you could do that.
But yeah, he can.
It's essentially Doofenshmirtz, Liam, Doofenshmirtz neglected to remember that, Liam has a 97%, was it 97% chance of going rogue?
It's like 97% of customer feedback that stated that you tends to go rogue.
Yep, which is not good. He basically he just wanted him to trap Parrot Platypus, and he's intending to kill him. So
we have a character strip wanting to kill an animal in this show. Like this episode had both someone being run over by being hit by a bus, and a hunter that straight up goes and kills animals.
We have children being hit by buses. We got animals being hunted down and potentially killed.
And here's the messed up thing. He's like. And really, one of the most messed up lines of the episode, like, I don't have a pharmacist on my wall yet.
Yeah, as I'm saying, he's gonna not only kill the animal, he's gonna kill the guy who hired him.
It's like, consider me off the clock, Doc.
So basically, this episode's everything that the Kraven Hunter movie should have been.
Did you actually see that movie?
I watched the opening of it.
Yeah. You didn't want to see any more after that?
I did not. Well, no, I didn't. It didn't sell me. Let me say, okay, look. I will say this much in Kraven's defense. I think Kraven, from what I've seen based on the opening and just like from what I've heard and seen clips of and watched like the trailers, which the way Sung does a trailer, you pretty much know how the whole movie's gonna go. I think there was more of a good faith effort than all their past movies, with the exception of the Venom movies. Okay, I think there was an actual attempt, but still, it's just like the damage is done. Kraven, it still feels pointless to do a Kraven movie when you don't have like his go-to prey to hunt.
I mean, the Venom movies were fine.
That's what I said. When I said the exception, I meant I liked the Venom movies.
I mean, like them as far as that's probably their best effort.
Yeah, that's exactly. So
I think they would got better as they accepted okay, we're not gonna be seen as high quality. We're just gonna embrace the goofiness of it.
Now, I have not seen The Last Dance because The Last Dance, I feel I think the Venom movies kind of went down with each one to a degree. Where again, the first Venom movie, I think the first Venom movie was better. It was a throwback to like that 90s, early 2000s era of superhero movies. So in that respect, it was kind of intentionally kind of hokey, and they had some fun things with the character. I'd never seen Venom really played for comedy, and I thought that was a lot of fun.
I mean, I kind of like there be Carnage more.
Well, this is what I'm getting at. So I think there are elements in I think the structure of the first movie I like, but the villain was the element that tanked that movie. Of course, Carnage is the missing element, which we got in Let There Be Carnage. If only we could have spliced the two together,
Yes.
That's anyway. So, Last Dance. I've not watched it yet. If it streams, I might check it out, but it'll be I'm not really inclined to.
And it'll probably be on Disney Plus soon, anyway.
Yeah, something. Well, then again, Sony. They kind of go to Netflix before they go to Disney. It's a whole thing. I don't know.
Well, either way, we'll be able to probably watch it soon.
Probably. All the same, yeah. So the point being, the Venom movies are at least, I don't know. It still always felt silly. I think it would have really.
I mean, if you just want to turn off your brain and watch something, turn off your brain for like a couple hours and watch a popcorn flick. Venom, you can't really do bad with Venom.
No, sure, that's what I'm saying. Like Venom in itself is fun, and there's it's a cool visual of the character. It just feels like kind of ridiculous that when we do the Last Dance, had a lot of stuff that really just kind of irked me, and it just feels like really, by then we couldn't make an attempt at a Spider-Man thing for that one, like just for the end. I don't know. The point being,
I haven't seen it yet either. So
like for me, literally the best part of Let There Be Carnage to me is the post-credit scene.
when he goes to the MCU.
Yeah, just the moment. Seriously, the best moment in those Venom movies for me is just the moment where Venom he sees Spider-Man on the TV and he just goes up there. He says, "That guy, that is, oh my god, yes, that's everything you want in a Venom moment right there. That's perfect."
And nothing happened.
I know, nothing happened. Literally, Venom Last Dance. We underwrite all the cool moment where we have like the little symbiote on the bar and we just capture. It's like, okay, well, it's not nearly as exciting as I think we all thought it was going. And basically, we keep convoluting things with all the Sony movies, and we have no plan whatsoever. It's just desperate. I don't want to. I'm going to recommend this, and we're just going to move on. Everyone, check out this. It's on Amazon right now. It's on. I'd recommend watching it on Vice before anything, because Vice you can fast forward through the commercials. But regardless, watch Icons Unearthed Spider-Man. It was really good.
Icons Unearthed Spider-Man?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, really good. It tells you about the history of the Spider-Man movies and Sony and all that kind of stuff. It was good.
Okay.
Anywho.
Remember that, Ultimate Spider-Man video game, and they had the behind the scenes interviews and the creation of Spider-Man?
Yeah.
That was great.
Oh yeah.
But we should get back.
Anyway, point being.
So yeah, Liam goes rogue and attempts to kill Doofenshmirtz and his new friend Steven the platypus.
Yes. So this Doofenshmirtz is labeling a non-talkative platypus. I'm just gonna call you Steven.
Yeah, because he was his latch to Perry, and he doesn't understand the concept of Perry losing his hat.
He doesn't get it.
So he calls him Steven.
So this is a fun kind of nod to the Defiant Ones.
And Cross is the most dangerous game as well.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Later on, when they the way in which they do, there's also there's a third reference, which we'll get to, and it's the best one of all. But, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you'll have to clue me in on that one.
Oh, Jay, you know the reference, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I do.
Yep, anyway. Okay, so let's see. Meanwhile, right. I'm sorry, we should mention this. So, Monogram and Carl.
Oh yeah, they're still stuck in the vent.
They're stuck in the vent, which is such great comedy. It's my favorite joke in the episode, Cousin Larry.
Oh, well, we're not there yet.
Well, still, you don't want to jump to it.
I know, but the first one was they switched sides. Why are you over there? I'm trying to get out of here. I'm looking for you so we would leave together. Oh, for Pete's sake.
Ridiculous.
And then, we can do the Cousin Larry one if you just want to focus on.
I know. I figure we jump around a little, but if you can remember where it is, we can cover it. But
let's just do the Cousin Larry one right now.
Or it's a Cousin Larry just later on. This hilarious they were. Carl's Cousin Larry has shown up. But he's also now in the vents. He's
it's like Monogram is still stuck in there. It's like, you mean you got out of the vent, found your cousin, came back and brought him in here?
No.
I didn't have to find him. We had a lunch date.
He just really likes vents.
Feelings mutual, I'm sure.
God, just it's so funny. Just the fact that Carl is so eager for Monogram to meet his cousin.
Yeah, they just actually brought him back into the vent. He didn't even tell Monogram he got out of the vent. We just went to meet him. We just went to meet his cousin.
It's so funny.
Yeah, it is the funniest gag in this show.
This is why you're unpaid, Carl.
He straight up left the vent, went to lunch, and then came back.
Now, are you sure that's what it is? I kind of read it that basically Larry met him in the vent.
I was like, hold on, because I mean, how I read it, and It's like, wait. You got out of the vent, found your cousins, and brought him back in here? I didn't have to find him at a lunch date. He was waiting for me.
That's what I mean. He was waiting for him. So that makes me think that he went in the vent to find Carl.
Well, then Carl's like, why on earth did you bring him back into the vent? Because I wanted you to meet him. Plus, I like vents. It's like, so yeah, he went out. He went out to find him, then brought him back in.
All right.
That's the stupid thing.
Oh yeah.
The funny thing, anyway. So yeah.
Okay, real quick. Aquatad says in the comments, I'd watch a movie about B- and C. Well, I guess B and C list Spider-Man villains. Well, yeah, absolutely. Look, nothing against that. But here's the issue, though. Those movies need Spider-Man in them.
Yep.
Just flip the perspective. That's all you got to do. Sony recently said, like, oh yeah, we could have put Spider-Man in those movies. We chose not to. It's like, really? You chose not to?
Yes.
Most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Like, was it because of like the whole thing with Marvel Studios or something?
Well, essentially, yeah. But there's like a thing where technically, again, Sony has like it's always been like Sony has, and they Jay, trust me, I've been waiting for this for a long time. It's icons and everything. It pretty much leads you through all the semantics of how the Sony deal works, which is pretty cool.
I mean, technically, they could have just used a different Spider-Man than the one in the MCU. I mean, they already have him, Miles Morales. They could have used like a different Peter Parker.
They could have, didn't. Point being, there was ample opportunity, especially if your end goal, mind you, there was no plans, there was no end goal. But if your end point is going to be, we're going to use Spider-Man villains from multiverse anyway, why not just establish cooler villains?
Yeah.
Or not cooler villains, but it's like villains that we have like instead of just teasing them in a big rift in the sky, if we actually saw them. Why couldn't Andrew Garfield Spider-Man fight Venom? Why couldn't that? Stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
Well, too bad. Oh well.
Okay. Point being. So then Linda, of course, Candace has ample opportunity to demonstrate with Baljeet, and just again, she's doing. Candace is not doing anything. Did not do anything wrong here in the way she's going about proving this. Which is, Linda, for pity's sake, woman, turn around and close the fridge. Give your kid like a second.
Yep. Yeah, poor Candace has the one of the best opportunities, and then even later, it's like, I just really wanted grapes,
which is pretty funny.
Yeah, he's like.
Still, how is Linda not questioning all the multiple beverages that this kid's putting down?
Maybe, well, it is summer, so.
Well, yeah, I mean, thirsty or no, he's like drinking all of it at once. Like, he's depleting the resource.
Dragon, you've seen her not question all kinds of crazy things, so.
Yeah.
So is it really too out of the ordinary? Where do you think Phineas gets his obliviousness from?
Oh, that's a good point.
I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, like mother, like son.
Yep.
So Liam chases Perry and Doof. He actually proves to be quite a credible threat.
Absolutely.
Even chasing them to him and Steven,
Well, yeah, I mean, Perry's not in this episode. I mean, Primal Perry's kind of a misdirect.
Yep, it's Primal Steven.
Yeah.
So even driving to the waterfall.
The waterfall gag is just really funny. We have essentially it's supposed to be a cliffhanger, not a waterfall.
Not a cliff faller.
Yeah.
It's like, see, there you go. Watch that. Yep, see, fade to black.
Fade to black.
Yep.
Anyway, so they survive the waterfall. Then they decide to, they kind of fight them off, kind of most dangerous game style. But also they kind of build some technology from the natural botanical surroundings. After Paris smells the roses.
Yep, he does briefly smell the roses a little bit, which is nice. And Doofenshmirtz, this is something really groovy.
Oh, I love this so much because the moment I saw it, I was like, "This looks very familiar." When he has the gauntlet and the way we did the insert shots, there's a lot of love shown to Sam Raimi here. Just like when he crushed like the fruit, like, oh my god, that's just like the bit from Army of Darkness.
And then he said groovy.
I was like, oh my god,
Yep.
oh,
Yep.
I loved it so much.
Just they referenced Army of Darkness.
Yeah,
Or
everyone's
Evil.
always going to Evil Dead. No, well, no, that's Army of Darkness.
It is Army of Darkness?
Yeah, no, it's full on Army. That's because he had a glove that he then
Yeah.
crushed he crushed a cup with liquid in it, and then he says like groovy.
You see, that's the only Evil Dead movie I haven't seen besides Rise.
But yeah, they've done more since Rise, right?
Well, no, Evil Dead Rise was like the most recent movie.
Oh wait, so did you see the? No, sorry, not that. Did you watch the other Evil Dead remake?
It's like, well, I saw I've seen Evil Dead, Evil
Yeah.
Dead 2. I've seen the Fede Alvarez one.
Okay, that's what I meant. Okay, so you saw that one. Okay,
The Fede Alvarez one. Or
gotcha. So you did see that, and you saw Evil Dead, right? Okay.
I have not seen Rise.
You've also not seen Ash versus Evil Dead, though.
No, that's hard to find.
Well, it's not not impossible to find though.
I mean, I know you like it, and you're not even a horror fan, so that's even high praise.
Oh, it might have been re-added to Netflix. I don't know because it keeps adding and it's on Netflix and it's not on Netflix. I don't know if it might be gone again. I don't know, but it's
Well, either way, I haven't seen it yet. I have not seen Evil Dead Rise either. Those are the two. Those are, I guess, if you count Ash versus Evil Dead as that. I have not as official installments. I have not seen it.
I mean, there's some murmurs that they're going to try an animated movie, which I hope to God happens. But
I know there's like this like Evil Dead the musical one but it's unofficial, but I think they approve of it. So yeah, Ash vs. Evil Dead is not on Netflix.
okay, well there you go.
All right, but yep, I figured you would appreciate the Evil Dead reference.
I did. The Army of Darkness reference. I did.
Well, it's all in the same series.
That's true. Again, essentially, it's supposed to be Medieval Dead, but they had to change the name.
Why? Because Universal wanted a different name.
Well, there's a whole thing. They didn't have the rights to Evil Dead. That's why.
It's kind of weird.
I know it's weird. That's because they went to a different. Dino De Laurentiis did Army of Darkness, and it was very much like a rights thing where they didn't have access. That's why they had to recreate, they had to reshoot. Each Evil Dead movie keeps having to reshoot, kind of the opening, and a lot of that has to do with like having access to the rights. Like for example, in Ash versus Evil Dead, no, you haven't seen it, but in Ash versus Evil Dead, they can only officially reference Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2. They can't technically do Army of Darkness because that's Dino De Laurentiis' company. They own that.
Huh.
But they kind of found workarounds for it. They're basically referencing kind of moments from that, but they can't full on do. For example, like he has kind of a gauntlet, kind of like the whole groovy moment from Army of Darkness, but they kind of they found a workaround.
Nice.
Anyway, so point being is the coolness aside.
So yeah, they basically. So yeah. Meanwhile, the Baljeets are beginning to form a mob mentality.
Yes, so there's less decision making. It's more like and like down with Buford.
Oh yeah.
We want grapes, down with Buford.
Pretty much, yeah. Like there's and they begin this is basically this basically highlights the danger of mob mentality.
Well, yeah.
That's how this nature's like they're turning into a mob, and mobs rarely make good decisions.
True.
Ferb speaks wise. Ferb speaks wise of that one. It's like, oh come on, they're playing music. It could be a shindig or a hootenanny.
It's not. So, speaking of Let There Be Carnage.
Yeah.
When the angry mob of Baljeets
Yeah.
Swarms Buford. You know what time it becomes?
This.
Yep. GRT.
You need to create a jingle for that outside of the, or you just want to keep with the kids cheering.
I don't know. Well, still need the kids to cheer, but like GRT.
There we go. All right.
Okay, anyway. Here's the agreement. It plays out just like the horrific scene from Natural Born Killers, which got Woody Harrelson the job for Cleus Cassidy and Let There Be Carnage.
Hmm.
It's the moment where the way in which we kill off Tommy Lee Jones in that movie. Essentially, there's a prison riot, and the way we depict it, Oliver Stone depicts it rather graphically. We basically he is literally torn apart. Like a human man is torn apart by a crowd of people. Not even like George Romero style. I mean, literally, like arms, limbs severed. It's all anyway. So it's kind of like what if we had that scene in Night at the Museum? Only Attila Hunt didn't come to his senses.
Oof.
You know.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so that's what happens to Buford. He is his head and his arms is he's separated from his body. Baljeet and company, they pull a Natural Born Killers riot on him.
Oh god.
Yep.
Hey, Robert Downey Jr. is in that movie.
He is, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, and so's the third, not Audrey 2, Audrey 3, from National Lampoon's Vacation.
Nice.
Actually, wait, sorry. Scratch that. It is Audrey 2. Audrey, no, I'm sorry, sorry. I don't know why I'm doubting. Audrey, yeah, it has to be Audrey 3. Audrey 3.
I don't know who Audrey 3 is.
Okay, so what I mean is, so Audrey 2 is just a reference to,
Yeah, like a Little Shop of Horrors.
Like the gag being each National Lampoon's Vacation movie has a different Audrey. Audrey's being the daughter. They change the kids out in every movie. It's a different Rusty and Audrey. So the third one's the Christmas one. The Christmas Vacation has Audrey played by Juliette Lewis, who is who's in Natural Born Killers.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. So, anyways, the second one was actually my least favorite of National Lampoon's movies. I always hated the European Vacation one. That was terrible.
I heard that's like the low end of this.
Easily the low end of it. I mean, just it doesn't. It's just not as funny. It's like one good joke. We basically the dog on the Eiffel Tower. Like we send a dog off to its doom off the Eiffel Tower. I think it's okay, but still, it's like it jumped. Like Clark like throws the stupid beret off Rusty's head, like because he's sick of it. He's like, okay, son, you don't have to worry anymore. He just tosses the beret, and the dog goes after like a frisbee. Little wiener dog goes after like a frisbee, and assumedly plummets to its demise. There's water there. You don't know.
Oh god.
But the impression is, yeah. Okay. Look, hold it. Aquatad. Vegas Vacation is much better. I know some people dog on poor choice of words. Some people bag on Vegas Vacation, but I really like it. Plus, the guy who directed that, he did that awesome Paul Williams documentary, Steve Kessler.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's called Paul Williams Still Alive. Excellent. Even there's a brief mention of the movie. The point being, Vegas Vacations, that's a fun, harmless one. But you're right, nowhere near as good and iconic as Christmas Vacation or just Vacation. But still, Vegas Vacation, that's a fun movie. That's like, if you're going on vacation to Vegas, you might as well watch it. It's cute and it's fun.
I've never been to Vegas.
I have. So
nice.
is Tiki.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's also closer to it.
All right.
He's also closer to it than we are.
You're right. Yeah, I went once, and for a reason, because it takes forever to get to Vegas.
Yeah, it's like you're. I don't know where you are, but you're in the same time zone as me. So
as I'm saying, essentially, you and I were in the vicinity of each other.
Yes. And Tiki's lives in California, so.
California. Oh yeah, so Aquatad says, lest we speak of the Ed Helms reboot. Yes, absolutely, that one not good. That one probably as I'm very lukewarm on European Vacation. European Vacation is a lot better than the Ed Helms reboot.
You mean the one that was made by like John Francis Daley and all that,
I believe so. Yes.
and his part and Jonathan Goldstein?
Yeah.
All right, then yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The one good thing is we had I think the actor's name is Skyler, but I forget what his last name is. But the guy, the one of the sons, he's going to play Jimmy Olsen in the new Superman movie, and that kid's actually a really good actor. So that was the best thing we got out of that movie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's really good in Santa Clarita Diet. That's where if you want to see the kid who's going to play Jimmy Olsen as like a really good like a good scope of what he can do as an actor, and it's like how good he's going to be. Watch Santa Clarita Diet. Just watch it in general. It's a good messed up show, but it's good. It's a comedy, but it's a dark comedy. It's a black comedy. It's
I've heard of it.
yeah. Basically, Drew Barrymore becomes a zombie. It's really funny.
All right.
Yep.
So where were we after he made the trap? After Doofenshmirtz made the trap, Liam basically they actually managed to trap Liam.
Yeah. But again, he's all these awesome. He's very much okay. Here's the other thing too. So Liam is like he's like the coolest version of Captain Boomerang ever.
Oh yeah, even cooler than Captain Boomerang.
Well, for the most part, there are a couple exceptions, but yeah.
Okay, cool. Definitely cooler than the Arkham one.
Well, yeah, cooler than well,
the one featured in Kill the Justice League.
That one, you're right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. It's like, and he has a good pun with it. I call this one Shop A because she's Shop A.
God, I love that.
It's such a corny pun, but he makes it work.
It's delightful.
Yep, and it actually shows to be quite dangerous.
Well, yeah, it's Shop A.
And I really did. And what do you think about
Natasha?
Yeah, what do you think of Natasha? Yeah.
Oh, Natasha, that's a brick house of a lady right there. I tell you, that's
the one question is, how does he fit in his jacket?
collapsible boomerang.
Yeah, and it's so big it literally cleaves through him through a hill.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
did you see the size of it, Jacob? Of course, it's going to cleave through a hill.
Yes, it's a very big boomerang.
Like Thanos could drive that boomerang.
It's a BBR dragon.
Yeah.
Big boomerang.
Yep.
I don't know if that acronym works, but oh well, I'm going to stick with it.
Well, it might mean something dirty, but I don't know.
Well, it's a play on words, but yeah.
I know.
You know.
I don't know. I'm just saying there's always like an acronym for something you're never aware of, that none of us are ever aware of, and you always find, oh my God, is that what that means?
Yep, I know. But, yeah, so, this is like a job for Natasha.
Yep. It's huge.
Huge. So the Baljeets begin to gang up on Buford.
They tear him apart. No, they don't do that.
Yeah, but they're
Get ready to beat him up.
Yeah, but like Linda's incredulous about the whole thing. She's like, he outweighs him by like 90 hamburgers.
A lot of fat shaming on Linda.
Yeah, it's like, Linda's getting on Candace's case on all this stuff, and then she like straight up just insults Buford.
Yeah.
She's not much better.
Anyway, so as they're going out to observe and possibly break something up, the giant Natasha boomerang destroys
the probability machine, resulting in all the Baljeets reassembling.
Yep.
Okay, I just say I love Phineas's line and first of all, I just love how they all how Phineas, Ferb, and Isabella just back away when the Baljeets are coming after Buford.
Yep, they don't want to be wrapped up in any of that.
And then I just love it, so that's what comeuppance looks like. How many kids would understand what that means?
Not many.
Yep. Like I said, so that's what comeuppance looks like. Phineas just like he watched one of his friends get carried away by a bunch of rogue clones. He's like, huh.
Doesn't stop it and say, "Hey, Baljeet, don't do that." Nothing.
He's like, huh. So that's what comeuppance looks like.
So Uncle Ted says that I think he means transforming. I don't think he actually means terraforming.
No, no, terraforming is correct.
Wait, really?
Terraforming is like change, like formatting the Earth kind of thing. And remember, Natasha cleared
Really? That's more like deforestation than anything. But really, that counts as terraforming.
Terraforming is like changing the shape of the Earth.
All right, fine. We're using the legal definition of terraforming. Then there you go.
I mean, probably deforesting would work too, but he's not really taking down any trees with that one.
Kind of took down a hill.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's anything good.
If those hills were alive, they're not anymore.
With the sound of music.
Well, they were, and then we have Julie Andrews bleeding out now, thanks to this guy.
Oh God! So you said the hills were alive with the sound of music.
Not anymore.
Then Liam came along.
Yep. I don't like that music.
I don't like that music.
And so Perry and Liam, they fight each other, and Perry is now armed or Steven, I guess, is armed with frisbees.
15% off at the gift shop.
Yep.
And it's a frisbee versus boomerang fight.
Which is really cool.
Yep. It makes frisbees versus boomerang look cool.
Anyways, then they're battling. Then we get the money shot, which I gotta be honestly, so rarely in life am I sure of things. The moment I saw this, I was like, yes, we need this shot.
Of Liam standing on Perry with the barb, taunting him with his hat.
Yes. Oh my God, it's such a fantastic image.
Oh yeah, it's like one of the few things to actually best Perry was actually kind of met his match here.
He has. Plus, I love Liam. I love that he has the little barb device. And honestly, during the whole hunt, we didn't really mention this, but I love that they had the flippers and the rebreather. It's a combination Captain Boomerang, Craven the Hunter, but platypus themed, and it's awesome.
Oh yeah, it's it's a shame that he's not more of a recurring character because he could have been a good recurring enemy for Perry.
Is he not coming back?
He's not coming back.
Jacob?
All right. Hold on.
Dan, Swampy, we just had one joke earlier, okay? It was just one little thing about Baljeet become president because of vanilla ice cream, it was silly, it was a guffaw, it was okay, it was maybe a little, it was
facetious.
Well, as a whole, it was maybe somebody skipped over in the writers. You mean to tell me we have a character this amazing, this cool, and we're never gonna see him again? There's not gonna be revenge. He's a one and done. I mean, I'm split on this, guys, because on one hand, it makes him all the more special. By the same token, really? I mean, we're going to bring back everyone else. We're going to bring back the couple wherever, things just falling into their laps all the time. You can't bring this guy back one more time?
Well, I'm hoping they do bring him back for the revival.
Good idea, Jacob. Dan, Swampy, listen to this man. He's your most ardent fan. He is, he's Irving's live action cousin. Yep. Look at him. He had a great idea. Jacob, you had a great idea just now.
Bring back Liam.
Bring back Liam.
Let's start a hashtag.
Hashtag bring back the rogue Australian. Hashtag Liam lives. There you go. We got to bring back Liam for the revival. That's what we got to do. The gritty reboot realized. Hashtag. Okay.
Yes. So. I just love how early Perry thinks he has speaking of which, Perry also starts using the boomerangs against him too.
Yep.
And he was like, one thing about my girls, they always come back. And that's what gets him knocked out when Natasha comes back. And I said, and for the moment, for a very, very brief moment, Perry was defeated. But
Doofenshmirtz comes in with a few girls of his own, Ruth and Esther.
the docents.
Yeah.
And basically they end up being more powerful than any platypus. In a way. It's like, turns out all Perry needed to do was get Liam in trouble with the docents.
Yep, and it's like, what is it? It's his third incident, or how many?
His third infractions in as many weeks.
Yep, so he gets his membership is revoked for 10 days, and he lives here, and then when he drops the accent, you realize, yeah, you're from Pittsburgh, not Australia.
Oh, come on, it's the platypus you want.
Like, well, he's in a wheelchair at this point. Like, oh, look, a platypus, and I don't know, that felt like it hurt him. I think maybe there was a separation with his mother because of a platypus. I don't know.
Yep, and who knows? Maybe the reason he doesn't come back is because he went down too far, and the hill killed him.
Yep, he rolled all the way down. He fell out of the chair, and his head hit a rock, and they were all too busy fawning over the platypus to save him.
He had already gained amnesia.
Yeah.
Either that he gains amnesia, then years later, like a year later, he gets hit on the head and gets like, platypus.
Yeah, just like King Tut from Batman.
That's the idea.
Yep. Okay.
It's just kind of hilarious how he just suddenly speaks in like an American accent.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
It's like, it's not my it's like the entire episode he's talking like this. And I was like, it's not my fault. Like once they call him out on it. And the funny thing is, his actor Jesse Spencer is actually from Australia.
Okay.
Yep, he's actually Australian, so they got him to they got an Australian actor to play a person who's pretending to be Australian.
Nice.
Yep. and so it's kind of on a sad note. Doofenshmirtz can't say goodbye to Steven.
Yeah, well, he can't make the introduction to Harry and Steven.
Yeah, he can't introduce them to each other.
So he's just going to hang out with Steven. It's a nice moment.
Yes. And we never see Steven again either.
Well, you can't win them all.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yep, Steven, we only see him in this episode.
He will be missed.
Yes, he will. Yes, he will. So, yeah. So yeah. This is a very fun episode. Like, and probably like one of the more. I mean, the show doesn't really get intense too often, but when it does, it really does it quite well. I mean, we have a character straight up mentioned killing animals and wanting to kill Doofenshmirtz straight up. So Liam was a kind of interesting change of pace for this show. I gotta admit, right, Dragon?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Next week's going to be quite interesting because next week it's another kind of unusual episode because the boys search for the elusive chupacabra and we celebrate Isabella's birthday. But something else big happens next episode as well. So stay tuned for that, folks. Aquadad, I think you might know. I think you might know what I'm talking about. So, be sure to join us next time, folks, for those two episodes. And remember, we're still going in production order because Disney Plus has not fixed both the mag in production order yet, at least not on our end. Right, Dragon?
But we vented long enough.
Is it still messed up on your end too, Dragon?
Yes, Jacob.
I mean, I don't know, Dragon.
Of course it's going to be messed up. Why would it be messed up? Why would it?
Some people mentioned it. I checked online. Some people mentioned it happening like 2 months ago. So it's been kind of random. It looks like I don't know.
Maybe it's like maybe it's the internet. Maybe it's like kind of like a stateside thing. Maybe.
I don't know. I just hope they get it fixed.
Me too.
But either way, we're still going by production order, so that means next week's episodes are La Candace Cabra and Happy Birthday Isabella. Good night, everyone.
And we're still stuck in the vent.
It's like mutual, I'm sure.